you get Adelaide 4 Glenelg? Do you want that then?
Yeah.
Norsworthy didn't give anyone else a chance other than Wilson, and the folk hero of Elizabeth has got the ball 45 metres out. Might be just about Wilbur's distance. Any breeze will be helping him. Kick going to be touch and go. Umpire said it's home. The Dogs off to a great start. A goal in the first minute of play.
Well, when Wilbur Wilson gets the ball, it's usually a goal. And Norsworthy made good position then for the mark at half forward, and Wilbur's lead was superb. It's a great start to the Bulldogs. They're without Johnny Platten, and I guess a lot of people have been speculating during the week. What are the Dogs like without their top rover?
Moulds against Carey, centre bounce. Good bounce on that occasion. Moulds gets the thump away towards his half-forward line. Players stack up quickly as it's tunnel balled out. Van Dommel's in there, but the umpire will come in and bounce almost back in the centre circle.
Just the attack side of centre, in fact, for the Bulldogs. With the early goal, they'd be feeling pretty good about that. Carey got the knockback. The kick away then came from Edwards. Bell Chambers, who replaced Platten, comes out for the mark, couldn't take it. Off hands from McDermott. Through it comes to Edwards again. That's a superb handball out to Connolly. Onto the left boot he goes. Michael Wright and Farquhar back, and a great mark taken there by Farquhar. He really read that well. Must be very close to state squad selection. Michael Farquhar has had a good season, goes out long. Carey and Moulds. Carey took the mark. Play on called the umpire. Big leap from behind. Stringer, Alan Stringer, couldn't take the mark. That's Trevor Rowe. He goes back, concedes to Van Dommel. On again to Norsworthy. Free running player out there was Bythene. He ignored that player. Connolly at half forward. Back closer to the centre wing area. Onto the right boot, not his best boot. Wilbur Wilson again. He's in front. He's got it. Out it goes to Norsworthy. The lead's on from Michael Wright. Farquhar behind with a big punch away. Bill Chambers very close to the line. Oh, he brought it back to Michael Wright off the ground and hit the point post. Out on the full.
The Dogs have started well. Michael Farquhar's got a kick back over his mark. You'll find that Michael Wright will be brought back 5 metres to give him a chance. Kicks high, back towards centre half back. Grant at the back. Almost took the mark down. The ball comes out too quick for Marshall. Rowe gets it over Norsworthy. Van Dommel under pressure now, gives a handball away. Grant needs help. No, Mark Norsworthy puts it on its way. His first. 2 goals the Dogs. The Bays haven't scored.
Well, they started off very well, and I think you can say on that occasion that Darren Grant did a lot of very good work. He was on his knees under a great deal of pressure when he got the ball out. It finally got to Norsworthy, and his kick was superb under pressure. 2 goals in the first 3 minutes of the game. A great start to the Bulldogs.
The Bays want to get started quickly. Carey against Moulds, centre bounce. Carey gets the benefit of the bounce. Couldn't hook it anywhere effectively. Got it back to his own teammate now as Chris McDermott put it forward to the half-forward line. And Kernahan gets the free kick. Called to play on. Good on the left leg up towards full forward. Nichols can't get it. Thumped away. Quickly in now is Thomas. Oh, the high tackle on Talbot. I think you'll find he'll get a free kick. Talbot has got it about 35 metres out in front. Well, Talbot played on the wing last week. I don't think he's there today. We'll try to pick up for you where he is in the lineup. Talbot should make the distance comfortably, or the kick is not a good one. He only took about 1 step. It's going to be short, and off the fingers it'll go through for the Bays' first score.
Yes, and I think they had a lot of problems in trying to line Talbot up on Bubner. So Duthie, in fact, is standing Bubner. Bubner, a real danger player for the Dogs. We saw him in that third quarter against Port Adelaide tear them apart. Talbot a bit small. He's probably at half forward in the pocket. Back it comes to Rowe from Thomas. The Dogs out of trouble. Oh, that's very close to the line. Nearly out on the full, not quite. That Darren Grant is a player from Footscray that When I first saw him, he didn't impress, but he certainly has improved a great deal. It's good to see him in top form. Carey got it down. Duthie fumbled. The tackle was applied to the Central District player there in Connolly. And we'll see the umpire throw it in again. Big Super Carey. Moulds has lost the boot. Carey in front. Grabbed the ball. The handball clear, not good. Bubner got it away. Well done, McDermott. Appeared to be a push. And in fact, the umpire indicated ducking the head. I didn't see it that way.
No, he gave it for holding the ball against McDermott because he didn't try to get rid of the ball, Peter, but I read it your way. I think he was pushed in the back first. Marshall making a comeback after his flu last week. Kicks out wide to the lead of 12-3. Hannum there with him. 12-3 will give it now to Kernahan under pressure. Talbot wants it. Got a bad bounce. Got to go back. Concedes it. 12-3 now. He's going to be too slow to get rid of the ball. Kicks away. I think that's the first goal of the Bays. Poor G. Took a long time to kick the football. 1 goal, 1 Glenelg. 2 goals, Central Districts.
Well, they attacked down the outer side well then, the Tigers, and it was David Marshall who pirouetted well out of trouble, and he put it over to an area where they outnumbered the Bulldogs. It was Kernahan, Talbot, and finally 12-3 with the running goal. It was a fine goal. 2 goals the Dogs, 1-1 Glenelg.
Moulds having trouble with his footwear, but gee, what a boom player he's been. Unheard of perhaps before the start of the season, but asked to fill in now with the demise of Richard Cousins with that problem. And the umpire will come in and rebounce the ball almost back in the centre circle. Unbelievable conditions. And what a scene it is here at the back of the Elizabeth stand. Probably 11,000 people. Perfect turf, very little breeze. Sunny afternoon. Wayne Stringer. Grant can't get it out. Grant Edwards looking for it. He can get it out wide here. Chance for Bubner. Bubner can't do it. Duthie, Wilbur Wilson against the tide. Players going in hard. Bubner, McGuinness. McGuinness probably welcoming the fact that Platten's not playing. Hannum close to Wilbur Wilson, and the ball is out of play.
Brett Hannum involved in that little part of play, and he's been added to the state squad. Well deserved. Fine centre half-back player. Big job today on Kernahan as Van Dommel gets the kick clear. Yes, Grant was being held by Seabohm. Grant will play it on now. He's got a free running player. Short Wilson. Van Dommel for the handball. Or the kick forward, not a good one. Scott Salisbury comes out for the Tigers. That's a trip. Salisbury will take it. Van Dommel puts the hands up to the umpire and says, yes, I agree with that one, but I didn't mean it. Salisbury kicked long. It's a bit of a floater though. Kernahan, one hand up, couldn't mark the ball. Carey out of trouble superbly. McGuinness, who's played well in recent weeks, finds 12-3. McGuinness on the run. 12-3 won't use him though. He'll go further afield. Not a good kick. Off hands. Thomas in there. Hearn it is who clears. Big leap there. McFarlane couldn't take the mark. Through he goes. Plays the ball in front of him. Talbot as well. He'll get it out. Marshall. In turn, Simons. Congestion reigns out there, and the umpire thought about the whistle. Now he finally blows it, and we'll see a bounce now.
2 goals, the Dogs. 1-1, the visitors. Bounce down half-forward line. Glenelg in attack. Kernahan taking over from Carey. Got a bad bounce. Has the football, trying to get it out wide. Tony Simons gave it back to Gibbs. Half-forward line, kicks in towards the woodwork, but it's not a good kick. Oh, Bytheen! What a mistake, but gee, Nichols didn't recover all that well, and Bytheen had the easiest task to get back there, even though he conceded a point.
Bytheen kicks off very quickly and finds Trevor Rowe. Trevor Rowe, we remember from last seeing him, had a fine game on Bradley in the centre. Bubner and Duthie. Bubner up from behind, no mark. Wayne Stringer, McGuinness, Nichols, watch him fly, he's got it. Oh, that was beautifully put in by McGuinness. And the big chap at full forward who's improving week by week. Took the strong mark at full forward. Kicked 6 last week. Got 49, or 45 should I say, for the year. Has he got his kicking boot on? Certainly has it. It's a floater from the start. 1-3 Glenelg. The Dogs 2 goals.
fairly popular kick in our stand, Peter. Peter Bytheen, the custodian today. Kick the ball back into play. Wilson and Norsworthy have got the 2 goals, the Centrals, and 12-3 for Glenelg. Bytheen now got the football back, gets a lead from Moles to the outer side, but he's coming over here to Bubner. Bubner against Duthie, Bubner behind, thumped away by Thomas. Going in to meet it now was McFarlane. Thomas again. Duthie wobbles one to the half-forward line. The bounce will decide. A great stitch for 12-3. He's on the wrong foot. Shrugs the tackle. Heads for goal. I think he's got number 2. Top start by Leon. 12-3. Dummied perfectly. And the Bays hit the front. 2-3 to 2 goals.
Well, on that occasion, it was Duthie who got possession. Actually, he had McGuinness running for him. McGuinness not happy that he didn't get the handball. The kick wobbled forward. And there's no doubt about Leon 12-3. He's an opportunist, a very skillful player, shrugged the first tackle, got an open space and kicked his 7, and the Tigers now in front by 3 points.
Carey against Moulds. Good bounce, that one. 11.5 minutes gone. Marshall winding his way through. Puts the ball to the half-forward line. Bad bounce beats McDermott. Kernahan behind the pack. Hannon there with him. The big fella can't put it in. Hannon, the big bump, gives Bytheen the chance. Bytheen wants to run it out the fence. If Hannum can pick it up, Nolan it is. Back now to Hannum. Bubner took it away, however, gives it across. A chance for Bytheen. All runs into trouble, but crashes his way through. Gee, they've worked hard to get this ball out of defence as Nolan gives it away now. Bell Chambers. Canberra to Canberra at centre wing. Check side of that spot. Puts it high to the half-forward line. Grant's there with him. Seabohm thumps away. McFarlane through out wide was Simons, but it's going high to Duthie or Marshall. Simons out wide. He can't see him. Going through now was Talbot, but he gives it back to Marshall. Marshall in control of the situation. Boots long. Nichols out there waiting for the ball. Thumped away by Bytheen. 12-3 can't against the Tide McDermott. Nolan back. Van Dommel as well. Van Dommel wants help. Gets it out wider. The sit's got to be for Hannum. He gets it. Gives it away now to centre wing outer side. Edwards back to Hannum in the 1-2.
Over it goes to Hearn, and he will hold up proceedings momentarily at right half-back flank. Kicks long. Connolly getting under the ball, punching away Wayne Stringer. Connolly's been in top form. He sweeps it out to Grant. Grant covering a lot of ground as well. Scott Salisbury comes in. Kicks long. The whistle is gone. Now it's going against the Glenelg player out there. I don't know whether it was Salisbury or...
No, Salisbury got filled after he kicked the ball. Peter got an FAD.
Up, went the other way. On it goes, 12-3 in fact, put it onto McGuinness, and McGuinness will have a shot at goal from probably 30 metres out. Yes, the umpire's whistle went then, and the way he ran in, I thought he was going to bring it back, but it went the other way. McGuinness has been playing very well of late, McGuinness. He's changed his game a bit. I think he's playing a lot harder, closer to the ball. Kick on the way, it won't score a goal. Kernahan behind the goal line, and it's a point. Glenelg 2-4, the Dogs 2 goals, and Glenelg's inaccuracy letting them down now. A couple of those goals they could have scored.
Kick in by Bytheen, not all that good, although Bubner got up high to take a nice mark over Duthie. Duthie half-back flank. Gets a lead centre field from Connolly, but he's coming in towards Moles. Carey late on the side. Grass is the big bloke. The crowd don't like it. The big super wouldn't hurt a fly. Moles kicks towards centre field. Marshall, I think, or is it? No, Gibbs it is. Out wide, Tony Simons, but Gibbs coming grandstand side in towards the pocket. Good mark, McDermott. He's got it about 35, 45 metres out. Chris McDermott, as I mentioned last week, seems to have bulked up a bit since last season when he had that bad injury. And could have given him extra strength. He'll need it all to kick the distance. About a 45-degree angle, as you can see. Oh, he took that well offline, and in fact, that's going to be out of play on the full. I think the umpire making up his mind now, and the free kick will go to Brett Hannum.
Hannum has the big job on Kernahan this afternoon, but I don't think he'll be overawed. He's a pretty cool customer. Duthie knocks away. Norsworthy. Dermot in there as well. Thomas it was, or Rowe in fact, cleared, and the mark's been taken out there by Hearn. William Hearn kicks over the centre line area. Wilbur Wilson behind. The man in front will be paid. Correct decision to Barrett. Barrett goes out wide. Simon's there. Rowe put the hand up, but it was Marshall who recovered first. Got into the open space well then. On the lead is Nichols. Right under the ball, far too far. Talbot it is. Great handball out to Twelftree. That's hooked back towards Kernahan. It won't quite reach him though. It's Alan Stringer back to Kernahan off the ground. Great goal, Kernahan. His first. Glenelg now 3-4 to the Dogs, 2 goals.
Gee, well done, Alan Stringer. There were some good passages of play there. Talbot did a fine passage as well, but then it was Stringer that finally realised he's in trouble, and as he's hitting the turf there, just pushed the ball along for Kernahan, who used great presence of mind to soccer off the ground, as he did in the state game a couple of times, to put his first on the board. The Bays 3-4, Central's 2 goals.
Actually, the Tigers have done it very well at this, up till this stage, because the Bulldogs really burnt early. It was Carey then who got the big knock away. Duthie stole it from Twelftree. Fighting hard for it, Alan Stringer did it very well. He in fact goes wide, very wide to McFarlane. That's an open space now. Short is Talbot. Good kick there from McFarlane. Now Talbot may be within range. Nichols lead, then aborts. Kernahan is back in the square. Plenty of distance. Gee, there's 2 tall players there for Glenelg. Kernahan, 2 grabs. 2 grabs, he's being played. The umpire had a good view of it. And that was clever work from the Glenelg champion. The umpire had no hesitation whatsoever about the mark. Kernahan should not miss. 2 goals to the big man. 4-4 Glenelg. The Dogs 2 goals.
Peter, it was as you called it. The ball came in high. The height of the Bay players was evident, and Kernahan went to thump it away and just knocked it high in the air, and he had the presence of mind once again just to go back and grab the ball. A clear mark. He kicks his second, and the Bays, who started very slowly indeed. Central's had 2 goals on the ball before they on the board before they wagged their tail, have now come back strongly after that first 5 minutes to kick 4 goals for and lead by 16 points.
Well, there's some danger signals already for the Central District side on this big ground. The height of Kernahan, the height of Nichols, the form of Carey. You're going to find it hard. Carey again, Marshall. We gave that ball away. Rowe, Bubner. Bubner went long. Bellchambers in front, knocking away. Salisbury read beautifully. Wilson. Gee, read that well. What a great kick back. He's got another one. Oh, great football, Wilson. His second goal. 3 goals now, the Dogs. Glenelg 4-4.
Well, if you want a miracle, just ask Wilbur Wilson to perform it, and he's always around the spot. The Dogs were still struggling there, going through their half-forward line, but gee, Wilbur just flashed away, came in on the left leg, and even then the kick looked to be as though it was going to be short. It was a one-on-one situation in the square. A fine goal by Wilson. 3 goals, plays 4-4.
18.5 minutes into this first quarter. Great football here at Elizabeth. A high tackle on Mark Nosworthy. He'll take the free kick at centre. See Michael Wright on his own. He's been seen now, and he's got it. He's gone into ruck. Moulds is resting at full forward. I use the word resting cautiously, of course. Or staying down was McFarlane. Appeared to mark the ball. It must have been touched. Duthie, quick kick away. Carey in the centre. Gets one hand to it. Off hands though it was Nolan. Back it comes to 12-3. That's a short chip looking for Stringer. Sure he goes. Gee, there's really a body clash there. Marshall it is who tries to bust the pack. Can't. Stringer again. Gee's a tough player. Got it out towards McGuinness. Nolan there for the Dogs. Caught. Has to concede ground with a kick, and the mark's taken by Edwards. Edwards has got players running for him. The player he chooses out there is Mark Pryor. That's what you call a legging.
Pryor from centre wing. Michael Wright on the lead. He's not going to make the grade there. Coming through and doing it well, Scott Salisbury. Kicks long, back towards the half-back line. Big leap over there. Kernahan at the back. Strides clear now. Nichols on the lead. Beautifully past even Kernahan. And Nichols has got it 45 metres out. Gee, the big fella's doing it well today. That's Kernahan. Kicked 2 already. And a big chance now for Nichols. About 45 metres will be all he can do to make the distance. It's a mammoth kick, but in going for that extra length, he's pulled it or sliced it offline. And a point only to the Bays. 4-5 to 3 goals.
Alan Stringer made good position there too, and he's a bit disappointed he didn't get the ball. Bytheen. Bubnap. Good catch. Oh, he played it on. Well, if that wasn't playing on, I'm most surprised. I don't know, the umpires can't read that. Bubner goes now. He got 15 metres as well. Bellchambers under the ball. Beautifully kicked by Bubner. It's a bad miss, though, by Bellchambers as Scott Salisbury tries to clear for the Tigers. McDermott under the ball. McFarlane comes in to lend a hand. What a great player McFarlane's been over the years. Marshall, very clever. But as he often does, he has to go backwards to clear the ball. Kernahan spoiled. Slow motion now as Nolan clears. Michael Wright helps out. Nolan goes long. Seabohm, not Seabohm, Wayne Stringer, very cool. He's going to play on. Carey is short, calls for it and gets it. Couldn't quite make ground though to catch the ball. It's Edwards. 12th tree tried for the trip. Gibbs, Simons, here's a space for Glenelg. Simons a very clever player. Nichols put the hand up, but Simons went for goal. He got it, his first. 5-5 Glenelg, 3 goals the Dogs.
It's well done there. When Central's tried to clear it away, it was intercepted, and brilliantly done by Gibbs to give that little kick over the top to Tony Simons, and he's a cool player if ever I saw him. Only his second kick. The ball has been mainly on the grandstand side in the first part of this quarter, and he hasn't been in the play a great deal, but showed his obvious talent. 5-5 to 3 goals.
Gee, it's been a top quarter for the Bays. Kernahan now in ruck. Carey resting at half, or in the forward pocket. Through goes McDermott. In turn, Talbot. Big leap there from Bytheen. No mark. Hearn tries to clear. Can't. He is sat upon. Bytheen out. Dummied the handball. Now Bellchambers. Gee, they could do with Johnny Platten. Kernahan waited for the ball. Michael Wright tried to intercede. Couldn't. McFarlane. Nolan. He's got the run of the ball. Simons is out there. And Central District will clear. That's Edwards on the outer side of the ground. Plays it on. The Dogs out of trouble. Gee, Glenelg player went down. Did the umpire see it? No, he elected to say play on. Grant. Farquhar used the body well. Barrett kicks around the body. Kernahan comes in late. Connolly appeared to be interfered with, but the umpire's going to bounce it.
12th tree in trouble, Peter, by the looks of things. Took a very heavy knock indeed, but as you called it, the umpire saw nothing wrong with it. He was sitting right on the incident at the time. A bounce down on the outer side. 12th tree looking, no, he's not okay. He's going to come off with the trainers, probably come off through the interchange gates. And that's a bad blow for the Bays because he'd started so brilliantly. Booted 2 goals in the first 10 minutes of play. But meanwhile, a bounce down on the outer side. Kernahan gets the flip away. Forwarded by Rowe up towards Wilbur Wilson. Getting back with him, Barrett. Barrett and Wilson. A chance now, big Moles into the open goal. Oh, the umpire said that's how wide and handsome. Well offline and out of play on the full, and Leon 12th tree in agony.
Not too good. Not a good scene at all, and Russell came on to replace him. Dennis Russell, of course, he also played well last week as Farquhar clears. A long kick, Kernahan behind, great mark. Gee, read that beautifully behind Grant. Certainly is a top player. He wants McFarlane and finds him. It's great to see a big man like Kernahan have all the skills. Handballing, kicking, he's got it all. McDermott back to McFarlane, back to McDermott again in the combination. McDermott sweeps it in, not a good kick away though, and Bytheen, as we so often see him do, dropped the head and took the mark. Kick away, found Wright. Wright having a run on the ball. He's brought down late by Marshall. Not a good kick away though. Salisbury clears for the Tigers. I'm going to say a good mark there, but it wasn't. Stringer picked up by Talbot. Here's a chance for Carey. Up goes Nichols again. McInnes swung out of the pack. Fine kick away at goal. Russell couldn't quite get to the drop of the ball. A point. Glenelg now 5-6 to the Dogs, 3 goals.
Yes, not a lot of running players for the Dogs. The Dogs are not bounding, you might say. Bytheen back towards Krieg with McFarlane. McFarlane, Marshall wants the ball out. Now he goes to get it, but the umpire will come in into bounce. Into time on of the first quarter, 5-6 Glenelg, 3 goals the Dogs. And as Peter has told you, danger signals up for the Dogs already. Kernahan tried to hook it back there to Duthie. McFarlane, now Duthie's in the action, gives away the handball to Gibbs. Bungahern there with him. McFarlane again against the tide. Connolly a chance now for the Dogs. They can't get it clear, however. Van Dommel through, gets out a handball. Nobody in particular. Grant comes to meet it. Tango's in and out of trouble, but picks up a free kick, and he's down fairly heavily. Darren Grant, the former Footscray player, from almost the centre circle to put the Dogs into attack. Goes for the lead of Moulds out in front of that player. Gee, it's well put, good mark. He's got it 45 metres out. Grant in the hands of the trainers behind play as Moulds will kick for goal. Moulds with the aid of any breeze, not a great deal at all. The Dogs could do with a goal right now. Moulds' kick is going to make the distance, I think. His first, their fourth. Ball without a miss. Glenelg is 5-6.
Well, Moulds, as we've so often mentioned, is doing a wonderful job with Cousins out with injury. He's certainly taken over, and he's got the big body to go with the big men. And it was a fine pass then by Grant. The Moulds lead was good. Farquhar couldn't cut it off, but it was a good goal.
At centre bounce, Kernahan has got Gibbs waiting for it. He can't get it to that player. Norsworthy made it fairly obvious that he was grabbed high, and he'll put the Dogs into attack from the centre circle. I'm trying to find out who's replaced kick number 6 to Norsworthy, who's replaced 12th tree. Seabone over the top to McFarlane, back towards centre field. Peter tells me Dennis Russell, fine, and Van Dommel to boot the ball back. Stop-start football at the moment. Van Dommel out wide. Grant on the lead, gets up high, but it's Salisbury takes the ball off the fingers. Got no opposition out there. Krieg can't get the extra metre. Drives to the half-forward line over Talbot's head. Stringer in there as well. Talbot again looking for help. Tumbles it out, and the umpire's going to give him a free kick. Gives it back to McDermott. Hooks high. Nichols and Bytheen. Bytheen one-handed, and the umpire's going to give him a free... No, he's paid the mark.
Bytheen used the left hand on that occasion, and he's got a big body, probably big enough to go with the big full forward from Glenelg. The outer side of the ground as Edwards, for the Dogs, puts them into attack. Connolly under the ball. That was a fine kick from Edwards. Stringer applies the pressure to Connolly. Connolly wants Moulds to lead. He gets the lead now. Moulds and Farquhar over the top, well read by Scott Salisbury.
He's had a great first quarter, Peter.
I agree, Ian. He's a player that really tries hard. That's his 6th kick, in fact, to Seabone. Seabone to Barrett. Barrett, the running player. He will in turn try to find McDermott. McDermott beaten by the bounce on that occasion. Van Dommel pushed it back towards Kernahan. Again, he does it well, the big chap. Gives it over McFarlane, short, Talbot. Talbot will stop. Now he takes off. Uses the left boot. That's a grubber if I've ever seen one. The handball comes out from Stringer. McFarlane on the run. Great goal to the veteran player from Glenelg, McFarlane. 6-6 now, Glenelg. Central District, 4 goals.
Snout McFarlane, 33 years of age, but gee, still got plenty of run in those long, lanky legs. He started almost on the half-back flank when he got into the play the first time, and he kept on careering down through the centre line, over the half-forward line as his teammates did some work, but he'd done plenty in the meantime, got out the handball. 7th kick, produced his first goal, and what a great one it was for the Tigers, 6-6 to 4 goals.
One of Glenelg's best players there, Kernahan, beaten on that occasion by Wright. Grant knocked it through again. Wayne Stringer for the Bays. What a handball, not a good one. Connolly's got the run of it. Well, I was going to say, well done. Touched on the last line by Farquhar. He seemed to be holding Moulds back for a long, long time then, Ian.
Well, he was in front, Peter. I suppose that helped. Farquhar's kick out is huge, up towards Kernahan centre field. Siren sounds, end of the first quarter here at Elizabeth. The visitors 6-6, the home side 4-1.
The start of the second quarter here at the Elizabeth Oval. Glenelg 6-6 leading the Dogs 4-1. Can the Dogs get back into it? Carey and Moulds. Moulds got the knock away. Van Dommel snared the ball into the open space at half forward. We see Connolly running through. Keeps the ball in front of him. He's a clever player. Belchambers giving a hand. The handball goes back though to Nosworthy. Belchamber made the space and the kick from Nosworthy was spot on. The bearded Belchambers, one of the Canberra brigade, brought in by coach Cowboy Neal. It's not a good angle though. Belchambers gives it a chance. It's a high ball, no goal, a point. The Dogs now 4-2 to Glenelg 6-6.
Cowboy Neal getting into the coach's box at the back of our stand, just away to our right. Wouldn't be happy with their first quarter. Didn't get a lot of run out of them at all, but we saw a passage of play there where they started to move a bit. Simons almost. He's going to be paid the mark for over the shoulder against Grant Edwards. Simons in brilliant form at the moment. Heads off to the outer side looking for Carey. Big super there, wants to beat Nosworthy with a handball over to McGuinness, but he's going to kick long to the half-forward line. Stringer, Hannum, out wider still now is McGuinness with Pryor. McGuinness caught, he threw that away. The umpire didn't see it. Handball from Hearn coming through. Gibbs, Talbot, Hearn again. High back towards centre wing. Connolly almost. Can't get it out. Over the top, McDermott. Duthie there for the base. And the umpire will come in and bounce outer side of the ground between the half-forward spot and wing. Carey against Moulds. Carey's tap away, indecisive. McGuinness gets a grubber away. Gives a chance now to Duthie. Nolan comes into the action as well. In the forward pocket, it's now 12-3. Puts it in the air. I think that's home again. Goal. Third goal, Leon, 12-3. Gee, he was laid to rest at the end of that first quarter and had to leave the ground.
Certainly a top player at half forward, and I think this is probably his best season in league football. He's had a lot of injuries on the way through, but always the opportunist. The ball came out to him, and with his sixth kick, he kicked his third goal. And as Ende said, laid to rest early. But they want him on that half-forward line, the Glenelg hierarchy. He's a very good player.
Carey against Mould, centre bounce. Carey gets the tap to McDermott. Didn't give him much chance to do anything with it. McFarlane playing a great game. Big Carey back in the action. Had to get rid of one of his own players. Need the ball away. The umpire said kicking to the danger. Fairly touchy. Nosworthy. Krieg out wide. McFarlane in pursuit. Krieg easily on the lead now is Grant. He's going in towards full forward right. The umpire says play on. Belchambers hooks it around the corner. Close to the line. It's a match in two. Belchambers grubbers it away again. But Wayne Stringer comes out of defence, showing a lot of coolness under pressure there as he drops it back towards the half-back line. Simons and Grant Edwards. Simons dummies once and again. Hooks back towards centre wing.
The player there appeared to get a high one. The umpire saw it. It's against McDermott, and it's going to Nolan. Stephen Nolan has played well for the Dogs this year. That is not a good kick away. Must have been close to out on the full. It was. Seabohm came across and he'll take the free kick. Short is 12-3. Long is Kernahan. Oh, good mark there by Hannum. Gee, he is a good player. 15 metres against Kernahan for grabbing the Guernsey. Not a lot in that, but if they're there, the umpires seem to pay them these days. On a lead is Michael Wright. The Glenelg defenders getting back. Wright 1-2. Couldn't complete the mark. Great handball out on that occasion. Finds Talbot. His kick, though, is not a good one. Pryor interceded. Moulds shoots it out wide. Van Dommel. In turn, Thomas. Short to Grant. Couldn't take the mark. Seabohm did it well. Got a high one. It backs it up well, and the umpire will bounce it. 26 plays 48. We approach the 5-minute mark. Big Andrew Moulds coming down. against Carey. Carey again easily, but Carey is going to take the free kick. Moulds not happy, but the umpires are pretty close to that one, and that's Rick Charlesworth who gave the decision.
Carey at centre, half back. An awkward kick, tumbling off the side of his boot, back towards centre field. Bubner. Not a lot of movement. Right on the lead now, going up towards that player. Michael Wright in the middle of the pack. Carey got the mark, but the umpire has ruled that Farquhar has pushed Wright out of play. You could say right out of play. And Wright has got it 30 metres out in front. Well, the Dogs have done all the attacking in this early part of the second quarter, the first 5 minutes, and they haven't got much on the board to show for it. Michael Wright getting in awfully close to the man on the mark, but still guides it through his first. 5-2 the Dogs, 7-6 Glenelg.
Well, as Ian Day called it, the ball coming down the ground, there wasn't a great deal of movement. Wright came out and Carey dropped back. Farquhar was in the middle of the pack, and Wright came out, and it was the Farquhar body movement, I think, which pushed Wright away, and the umpire gave the decision for the Wright free kick. 5-2 now to Glenelg, 7-6.
16 points the difference. Moulds against Carey. Coming a little overcast now. Ideal conditions for the players. Carey against Moulds. The big fellow's back there again now. The ball underneath him. The umpire will have to come in and rebounce it. Not much decisive movement out of the centre square this afternoon. Carey and Moulds. Carey electing to come in check side now. Got his hand to the ball. Not effective. But this time he got his foot to the ball. Kicks it 30 up and 20 long. Kernahan. Talbot can't pick it up. Bubner grabbed when he hasn't got it. And the Dog wingman will get a free kick from check side of that wing position on the outer side. Bubner comes centre half forward. Grant at the leap at the back. Big leap. Not successful. Seabohm under pressure. Gives out a handball. Don't know who it was meant for. Duthie also under pressure. Marshall been taken out of the game a bit now by Rowe. Duthie to the half forward on an awkward kick. Thomas comes to meet it with McGuinness. Paddles the ball in goes Stringer, out goes Thomas. Gibbs with the opportunity, doubles beautifully. Up now to Kernahan, out wider here is Nichols. Kernahan doesn't need him, shoots for the woodwork, and that's home. Fine goal the Bays. Kernahan's third. 8-6 Glenelg, 5-2 Centrals.
Pretty hard to keep Stephen Kernahan out of it. In fact, I noticed Brett Hannum limping a little while ago. The trainer's having a look at him now, and that would be a big problem for them, because Kernahan, either in ruck or at centre half forward, is proving a big thorn in their side. In fact, the two big men are. Carey's doing well as well, but Kernahan then had an open shot at goal, and it was a good effort for his third.
Carey's doing everything at the centre bounce, although he's not getting clear taps away. Here he goes again against Moulds. The big fellow got up well then to thump it clear. Bubner got his knock, however, then lost it as Stringer putting out some very heavy bumps this afternoon. Play on is the call. Pryor over the half-forward line with a long kick up towards Michael Wright. Read it well. Farquhar got underneath the ball. Michael Wright judged it to perfection, and he's got it 30 metres out in front. Big tussle between those two. Michael Wright kicked one only minutes ago. Similar distance out. Oh, I don't know that he's got that one. It's offline. A bad miss by the Dog full forward. 5-3 to 8-6.
They need goals. No doubt about that. Glenelg has already had 14 scoring shots to the Dogs' 8. That would indicate that they're attacking a lot more, and they're certainly running the ball through half forward with a lot more freedom. 12-3 has 3 goals. Kernahan has 3. Now, 6 from your half forward line is indicative of their dominance. Farquhar, beautiful kicker of the ball, looking for Carey. Carey fell over. In fact, it was Grant who stood his ground and took a fine mark. Grant sees the right lead. It goes in front of that player. Couldn't get near the ball. Off hands, Wilbur Wilson. Hooks for his fourth. Third, in fact. Oh, he's in for Wilbur. 6-3 the Dogs. Glenelg 8-6.
Well, the Bays put 2 back there, guarding the lead of Michael Wright. 2 went up, McFarlane in front, Farquhar at the back, and that left 1 down clear. And it was Wilbur. Doesn't need too many chances. Jammed it onto his left boot. And as soon as he gets it, it's panic in the defence of the opposition. His third, 8-6 to 6-3, 10 minutes into the second quarter.
The difference is 15 points. The Bulldogs right in this game. Peter Carey and Andrew Moulds. Moulds was a half-hearted push away then, and Bell Chambers was into the back of the Glenelg player in Duthie, and he'll take the free kick. Duthie has been given the assignment on Bubner. Both players about 6'2". Hannam in front. Kernahan tried to knock away. Gave away the free kick for a high tackle. Brett Hannam. Van Dommel runs for him. Hannam goes longer. Looks for Connolly. The big punch away from Wayne Stringer. Showing a lot of pace, McGuinness, but it's Van Dommel. Did it very well. Dummied the handball and then goes back to centre half forward. Up high goes Seabohm. Couldn't take the mark. Wilbur Wilson in there. Tries to push the ball out, but he was being held at the same time. And that's a popular decision out here at Elizabeth. 15 metres as well. That brings Wilbur within range. Never give Wilbur Wilson the chance to kick a goal if you can avoid it. He has 3. He'll take plenty of time over this one, and have a look at the kicking action. He knows exactly what to do, Wilbur Wilson. Runs out to the right. Brings the ball back. 4 goals, Wilbur Wilson. 7-3 now to Glenelg 8-6.
Without Johnny Platten, the Dog players are rallying to the cause. They're getting plenty of chances through Van Dommel, Norsworthy, Bell Chambers, and their smaller men are outpointing the Bays runners at the moment. And in this latter part of the 10 minutes we've played, they've got right on top and giving plenty of opportunities to Michael Wright and go up forward. But Wilbur Wilson there, he was at the bottom of the pack, and the umpire indicated that he hit the ball away with his hand, and in doing so was grabbed. He was entitled to a free kick, and the 15 metres was a little bit technical, but there you are. They're paid in this day and age, and a fine kick from number 20 out there. Number 20 has got now 4 goals.
Back to the mounts. Kernahan in ruck. Every time Kernahan goes into ruck, Alan Stringer comes across to centre half forward, and Big Super Carey goes to the pocket. A lot of congestion in there, but it comes out to Krieg. In turn to Edwards. Bell Chambers got it. He was in front of Scott Salisbury on that occasion. The lead is on. Not quite sure who it was meant for. Norsworthy's got it. Wilbur Wilson. 5 coming up, Wilbur. The Dogs now 8-3 to Glenelg 8-6.
Oh, they're destroying the Bay defence. It's been a pretty tight unit over the season. But right now they're chasing Guernseys. The handball is killing them stone dead. Kicking to position is fine. And Centrals are really getting their supporters aroused now. They've kicked 4 in the first 12 minutes of this quarter. 8-6 to 8-3.
Coach Campbell would be a little bit disappointed at the moment. The Dogs are firing. Kernahan got the tap down, but it's stolen by Rowe. He kicks into attack. Salisbury underneath the ball on that occasion, and he's got a free kick. Not quite sure what the decision was for. Perhaps he was being interfered with by Bell Chamber. It was only slight. Gibbs from behind. Rowe. Gibbs stole the ball. Off he goes. Got a bit of pace. Nolan after that player, Marshall. Carey wants it in long. In opposition, Brett Hannam, the big leap from Nichols. Couldn't get near the ball. Carey's got it. Couldn't recover very quickly, though. The umpire is going to bounce it. Well, the Tigers are in trouble. In front now by only 3 points after leading by 17 at quarter time. Nichols gave away the free kick. He'll give away 15 metres too because he played on.
Yes, the Bay's becoming a little rattled. Seemed earlier like they were doing it easily after a very slow start, but the Dogs, to their credit, have come back. Bytheen with his 15 metres, almost at centre half back. Gets a lead from Bubner one way. He's coming towards Bubner, won't make it. Krieg, the leaper at the back. McFarlane over that player, winding his way through Pryor. Bubner under pressure, very slow, holding the ball. And the free kick will go to McDermott, or will it be Gibbs? Whatever it is, it's plus 15 metres. Gee, they're handing them out like lollies. Gibbs now on the lead is Nichols. Aborts, goes back again. This time it's 12-3 that leads, going in long. This could be close to a goal. Oh, what a top kick. Gibbs' first kick, his first goal. 9-6 Glenelg, 8-3 Central Districts.
Ross Gibbs continuing on with his good form, and it was Bubner who was caught holding the ball. Gibbs got 15 metres in the bargain, and the kick was a good one because it's uphill to the southern end. Peter Carey watched it go through.
At the 15-minute mark, a tight game at Elizabeth, 9 points the difference. Right in ruck against Kernahan, who got the benefit of the bounce. Farmed it out to McGuinness, who left it behind. Connolly at the bottom of the pack, and the umpire will come in and bounce. A bounce down between the centre circle and centre wing. Kernahan thumps it clear against the tide McDermott. He's pretty slow to get rid of the ball too. Tit for tat. Norsworthy gets this one.
Wilbur Wilson on the lead, 9 kicks. Norsworthy's playing well. As Ian Day said, rallying to the cause with Platten out. Good positioning there by Seabohm in front of his opponent in Grant. He got the free kick. Simons made a space. Marshall behind. He was into the back of row, not seen. Kernahan, Simons. It's out. Right in front of our commentary position. Central District supporters not too happy with the umpire at the moment. Kernahan and Wright. Punched further afield by Nolan. Johnny McFarlane playing well. Not a good kick forward though by Thien. Oh, he dropped the ball. Nichols has got it now. Quick to recover. Talbot out there on his own. Got plenty of pace. Gets around the man. Left boot. Just off line, a point. Gee, that was a big mistake then by Thien, Ian.
Peter, he's made a couple of clangers this afternoon. You remember he dropped a sitter in the first quarter. He saved it by going back to kick the ball through the goal himself. But yes, he's made a couple, and don't they look worse when they're in defence? Thien to the outer side. Bubner up, can't bring it down. Quickly in the scene there was Duthie. Bunga Hearn, Stringer, Talbot, and the umpire will come in and bounce. Forward left flank. The Bays in attack and lead by 10 points. Michael Wright in ruck against Kernahan. Kernahan thumps the ball clear again. Got on by Stringer over to 12-3, hooks it back. A chance, Nichols. He hasn't got the ball. He played for that. The dog defence not happy. Jamie Thomas having a few words to say to the umpire. But I think Nichols was quick to realise that the way the ball was coming at him, no matter when he grabbed it, he was going to be beset upon. And he just let it slide straight past, put on the big act. He got the free kick, and he's 20 metres out almost in front.
First kick for goal, Ian, not good.
Despite what we said, I think it might be his second, Peter. Didn't he have an awful one the other end where he kicked out of play on the full with a... Just have a look, was that his first or second kick for goal?
Yes, I meant that his first kick for goal wasn't good, Ian.
Right, thanks, Peter. And it's a point. 9-8 Glenelg, 8-3 Centrals. His second not much better.
Well, Bythien's got it back now, and Glenelg stretched the lead to 11 points. Nichols in the wars with his kicking. Bythien gets plenty of distance with that. Duthie comes across, but can't stop the Bubner mark. Gee, Bubner's a fine athlete. He's a danger player too if you give him a space. He wants Grant. Big leap there by Seabohm, and that was a fine mark. Been a great defender this year, Johnny Seabohm. Kicks it out looking for 12-3. In the middle of the pack, couldn't collect that ball. That's Alan Stringer doing fine work today. The kick around looking for Talbot. He's been a top player for the Bays as well. Pirouetting out of trouble was McGuinness. The handball though stolen by Bythien. Into the centre of the ground. The big leap there by McFarlane. No mark. Connolly got it clear. Krieg couldn't manage to pick it up. McFarlane in trouble. Simons grab. Salisbury in. Gibbs. He gets the kick away finally. McDermott. Or dropped the ball. McGuinness out in front of Hearn. Defending well, the Dogs at the moment. Nolan. Back it goes to Hearn. Swung out of trouble. Nosworthy. Van Dommel got past very well. That's a floater though, but Bellchambers, going to say marked it, but he appeared to drop it very quickly. He was paid though. On a lead, Wilson, too far under the ball. Seabohm, he'll sweep it wide to Scott Salisbury.
Salisbury goes in short. He's got no one to kick to. He's got to go to the safety of the line. Bell Chambers close to the line with the ball, but it's out of play. 9-8 plays 8-3. A throw in, Kernahan right. Bubner waiting behind. Kernahan grabs it. No support there at all. The umpire's given him a free kick. Kernahan from the half-back flank. Put the bays up towards centre wing. A high kick. Stringer can't. Going back onto the ball there was Trevor Rowe. Oh, gee, a high tackle on Nolan, and the umpire has seen what? He's going to bounce the ball on the outer side. A bounce down with Kernahan coming in for ruck purposes against Wright. He get yet another tap away. McGuinness can't get into the act at all, and finally Bell Chambers kicks it to the half-forward right flank. Salisbury meets the ball. Kick clear, however, by Gibbs up towards centre field. Simon's not paid the mark. Grant Edwards holding the ball.
Simon's actually got second touch of that ball, and but he backed it up well for the holding the ball decision. Not a good kick away though. It was meant for Kernahan, but it didn't reach in. Over it went to Krieg. On the lead, Wilson couldn't quite get to the drop of the ball. In goes Ross Gibbs. He was held, didn't have it. Play on the umpire calls. Sometimes they let it go, sometimes they don't. Wayne Stringer. Now Kernahan's got it on centre wing. Marshall. Picks up a lot of kicks that way, Marshall. 12-3. Marshall again running into the open space. Rowe going with him. 12-3 wants him though. Marshall under the ball. Didn't mark it. Stringer in there, and so is Pryor. Pryor being held on to, according to umpire Hilton. Free kick. 15 metres. Well, I can't understand the umpires. That went to a Central District player. Why didn't he let it go?
The umpire is wasting time.
We can't penalise him though, unfortunately. Pryor kicks to centre wing area. Kernahan. Play on, says the umpire. He has to get rid of it quickly. Talbot. 12-3. Talbot again. Short. Not a good kick forward. Blytheen marked it and plays on.
To Edwards, the handball is not good. Simons appears to be limping. Edwards dummies well, kicks out wide. Here's a chance to Dogs. Connolly is clear. Half-forward line, puts it out for Wilson. Stringer back there with him. Stringer can't keep his footing. Wilson a chance, but the ball beats him over the line. Tony Simons looking decidedly tired or lethargic or hurt. Can't get into the act at all very much. Had 5 kicks, a throw in. Wilbur Wilson again gives out the handball. Connolly, he snookered, gets around cleverly on the left leg, puts it in high. Seabohm and Grant. Seabohm strong mark. Oh, slipped it over quickly. Oh, almost a mistake to Farquhar. McFarlane out wider still Scott Salisbury, and he kicks long. Carey lumbers to meet it. He does that one well against Hannum. The big fellow gets it back now to Simons, and he's going to get a free kick as well.
Being held onto, plays it on into the centre of the ground. And we watch Kernahan. Up the big fella goes. Couldn't mark the ball. Off hands. Well done, Marshall. Again, though, he goes backwards. Always does it. Simons. Plays it on. Oh, Kernahan. Gee, Brett Hannum a long way away. Kernahan wants a goal. Lines them up. But the ball won't come around. That's a point. 9-10 now, Glenelg. Central District, 8-3. 9-9, in fact.
Played 23, nearly 24 minutes of the third quarter. The kick in is to Van Dommel. Good pass. Centre half back. Only got one player to beat, and that was McDermott. Gives Hearn a chance. Kicks to the half forward line. Grant out in front, over the top. Fine mark. Seabohm has got it. Gives a chance now to... Gee, doesn't he look like Marshall? It's Gibbs. They look almost like brothers. To half forward line. Getting back on it is Blytheen. Cutting across. 12-3. McGuinness to 12-3. Here's a chance again now for the Bays. Nichols, 12-3, gives it away. McGuinness, open goal! Well done. Gee, they made hard work of it, but McGuinness nudges his first. The Bays have got 10 on the board.
Well, 12-3 seems to be in most of their forward movements there through half forward. And Nichols tried to grubber the kick with the left foot. It didn't go far. 12-3 came in. Over it went to McGuinness for a fine goal. A much needed one to the Tigers. They're 10-9 now to the Dogs, 8-3.
Eked out an 18-point lead as we approach time on of the second quarter. Carey against Moulds. Good bounce. Carey's tap away out towards centre wing. A bounce favours Bubner. Couldn't keep his footing. Duthie back. The high tackle put on McDermott. The umpire not interested. And he's going to pay holding the ball. I don't think McDermott agrees. And I think that's probably going to cost him 15 metres. No, the umpire unmoved.
Play it on. Hearn kicks it to centre half forward. Up goes Seabohm, playing very well. Off hands, comes out to Edwards from Nosworthy. A chance for Wilson, and Wright's got it. Well, it was either Wilson or Wright that was going to get there first. And Michael Wright did the job. He's got another job to do now, though. He has to kick the goal. Trailing by 18 points. We're into time on. The Dogs need this one. Michael Wright's been a big goal kicker for them over the years. Spent a bit of time in defence earlier in the season after terrible injuries. Has a stab at the ball, but he's got it, yes, his second. 9-3 the Dogs, Glenelg 10-9.
Pretty interesting tussle. There's not a clear winner across centre. All of the players are doing a pretty good job. Cowboy Neil has got a few problems. They got off to a great start, but then they went into a hole for some reason. He's made a couple of moves, but in the main, Central doing well without their two key players, Platten and Cousins. Moulds covering the rucking division pretty well, and the smaller players through Van Dommel and Nosworthy also getting the ball away a lot from around the packs. 10-9 Glenelg, 9-3 Central Districts.
Well, the next 5 minutes, very important for both sides. Carey has to push Van Dommel out. Well, it's on in the middle. There was a backhander there. The umpire's running in, having a word to a couple of players, but back to the game. Wayne Stringer. Over to McFarlane. McFarlane will go short to Simons, and he picks it up low to the ground. Gee, I think I heard that backhander from here. It was solid. It was almost a job for a dentist after that one. Carey and Kernahan. Carey too far behind Moulds, played it on. Then gets a high one, and Moulds will take the free kick. Well, the umpire got that one right when Moulds elected to play on. Normally they let them come back. Right on a lead, or McFarlane one hand. He appeared to misjudge that. In goes Rowe. Here's a chance for the Bulldogs. With the run of it, Nosworthy. Bellchambers kicks straight, and he's got a goal. He hit the post. Oh, gee, Ian, that was much needed.
Another kick.
Free kick, Bellchambers. Well, Scott Salisbury there and in a dejected frame, hands on hips, looking down to the ground. There's no need for the tackle. Bellchambers, another chance. Just gets that one through. It's his first goal. 10-3 the Dogs, Glenelg 10-9.
A little bit of ill feeling creeping into the game now. Maybe even Graham Campbell's got some ill feeling because he had the game in his grasp there for a while, but the players out there getting just a little bit testy, and Rowe's fine handball set that all up, and Bellchambers had missed well before Scott Salisbury did the damage. He got another chance. He booted his first goal. The Dogs now trail by only 6 points, 10-9 to 10-3.
28.5 minutes into the second quarter. Carey, let's see where Van Dommel is. No, he won't stand in front of him this time. Moulds, free, quick kick away, Wilbur Wilson. Wayne Stringer will punch. He missed the ball. Bellchambers got it. A quick hook around. Oh, Farquhar got a bad bounce. Michael Wright will definitely kick a goal. His third, scores 11 at Elizabeth.
Well, luck's a fortune, and certainly fortune didn't favour the Brave on that occasion. Farquhar out in front where he had to be, went to meet the ball. He got a B-grade bounce. It went straight over the top of him. Michael Wright couldn't believe his luck. Thank you very much. 3 goals, Michael Wright, and the scores are locked together.
It's been the Dogs' quarter. They've kicked 7-2 this quarter to Glenelg 4-3. Carey got it down to Marshall. He kicks over the shoulder. Brett Hannum in front of Kernahan. A good mark. Kernahan's kicked 3, 12-3-3. and Michael Wright 3 for the Bulldogs. But the star has been Wilbur Wilson with 5. McFarlane, big leap, good mark. We play it on, Johnny Seabohm. Kernahan dives on top of the ball, that was well done. Going to get a free kick for pushing the back. Big Greg Nichols is leading into the pocket, that's where the ball goes. Late on the scene, Talbot from behind. Players stack up again though, and pushing the back against Talbot in favour of Nolan.
Nolan goes out wide looking for the lead of Van Dommel. McDermott there with him. Van Dommel half back flank to put the Dogs up towards centre wing. A lead is on from Grant. Gee, he's gone about 40 metres for the lead. They finally decide to kick it to him, but he never made it. Trevor Rowe still on the check side of centre wing, the outer side. He furthers the ball along that spot out there. Carey getting back in defence with him there is Moulds. Carey comes out with it, boots it back to centre half forward. Kernahan there with Hannum. Got up very early, couldn't bring it down. Going through, doing it well was Nolan. The handball away wasn't good. Duthie gives a chance now to Talbot. Talbot in turn. Kernahan, half forward line. Stringer puts it up in the air, getting back on it. Gibbs also with him there is Nichols. But the ball is going to be given to Nichols. Free kick for a push. The ball was actually through the line when the big fella was pushed out of it by Bytheen. And umpire Graham Hilton, I think it is, has come up, elects to play on, caught on the left leg, hooks a goal. A valuable goal to the Tigers, not a popular one in the dog stand. His first. 12-9 or 11-9 Glenelg, 11-3 Central District.
Well, Greg Nichols gave the gesture to the Central District stand on that occasion, but the free kick was given after it went over the line. Bytheen came in late. Nichols got it for pushing the back, hooked around with the left boot and kicked his first goal. 6-point lead now to the Tigers.
Centre bounce. Carey's been getting his hand to the ball, but in the main they've not taken away from centre on that occasion. Talbot did to Kernahan. Stringer used his strength well, hooks up towards full forward. Good mark taken by McGuinness, 20 metres out in front. And the Bays have got a chance to go to the half-time with a handy lead. It didn't look as though they would. They were struggling. The Dogs were running over the top of them. But now McGuinness has a chance to kick his second goal. Kick number 8. 32 minutes gone. McGuinness taking his time. Gee, hasn't he ever taken his time? The kick is a measured one, close to the goal post, but it's home. Second goal, 12-9 Glenelg, 11-3 Central District.
Well, a quick run out of the centre, and those quick kickaways, if they fall short, it's the player in front that's got the advantage, of course, and McGuinness read it well, took the mark on the chest and converted, and well, the last minute and a half has been very important for Glenelg. Completely outplayed by the Bulldogs for most of this quarter, but they've come back with a vengeance.
Moulds against Carey. The youngster doing it well against a man with great talent and vast experience. Carey gets the tap away yet again. Marshall couldn't. Carey can. Duthie a chance, puts it up for Nichols. Nichols, into the back of his immediate opponent, not seen. Hearn gives him a chance to get out of defence to Nolan. Nolan has Bell Chambers clear. That's the way the ball will travel. Centre wing outer side, a long kick. Grant over the top, but the siren sounds to end the second quarter here at Elizabeth Oval with Glenelg 12-9, Central District 11-3.
Start of the second half here at Elizabeth Oval. Glenelg leading by 12 points after a fine finish to that second quarter. Van Dommel knocks it further afield. Grant couldn't pick the ball up. McFarlane did, but he couldn't get it clear, and the umpire Hilton will come in for another bounce. Umpires Hilton and Rick Charlesworth have come in for their fair share of shellacking from the supporters up here, and they've done a reasonable job, made a few mistakes. Miles got it down. Grant again smothered. McGuinness wobbled one away. Alan Stringer, he did some fine work in the first half. He's a very tough player. McGuinness pirouetted into trouble then, got through though. Alan Stringer, that's a handball to an open space. Hope for the best when you put those out. Brett Hannum set his hands full with Kernahan and Carey. Nearly a one-hander then by Seabohm. Salisbury pushed it further afield. Connolly, he went down very quickly, and he'll take a free kick for pushing the back. The handball out to Nosworthy. Wilbur Wilson, he's got it. Oh, he had a chance to play it on, but he elected not to. Wilbur has been a star here today. Kicked 5 goals in the first half, 2 in the first quarter, 2 in the second quarter, should I say 3 in the second quarter, and he lines up for goal number 6. What a star, Wilbur Wilson. Straight through the middle. 6 goals to the champion forward player here. 12-9 Glenelg, 12-3 the Dogs.
What a great pass by Mark Nosworthy, given the opportunity from Connolly. Wilbur looked like he was underneath the ball there for a moment. Stringer went straight past him. He had a chance, as Peter told you, to play on, but he chose, well, we made the right decision. Wilbur's kicking very straight this afternoon. 6, I think he's got 6-1, and that's a fine effort. He's giving Wayne Stringer really a headache.
6 points in it. The Tigers lead. Carey and Ruck against Moulds. Carey again. He's won most tap-outs, but Glenelg haven't taken full advantage. Trevor Rowe got the handball clear. Trying to run it out is Pryor. Nosworthy played well today for the Dogs. Umpire Hilton wants the ball. Actually, the supporters yelled holding the ball on that occasion. That was a was a little bit optimistic. McDermott thought he might get one for a high tackle or a push in the back. Even though I think that brought a smile to umpire Hilton's face. Moulds beat Carey on that occasion to the ball. Bubner couldn't pick it up. Seabohm could. An open space here. Sees Kernahan and Hannum doing battle. Ducking the head was Nolan. It's a dangerous thing to do. Rowe tried to get the handball clear. Finally, it's Marshall. Clears away, goes long. Greg Nichols is there. The big man puts the hands up. Couldn't take the mark. And it's rolled over the line in the right, or should I say the left forward pocket for the Tigers.
Nichols hasn't been able to get into the game a great deal. Bytheen doing a pretty good job, although that was a fine hook goal he kicked in the second quarter late from a free kick. Bytheen and Kernahan. Nolan, Nichols again, didn't even make any ground. In fact, went away from goal. Stringer gives chase. Jamie Thomas there with him as the ball goes towards the outer side. Simons against Grant Edwards. Simons again paddling the ball into the pocket. Dummies around but lose the football. Coming through Stringer, a strong player run down by Pryor. Holding the ball, said the umpire. And Mark Pryor will get the free kick from the back pocket. Pryor edges it out of defence. Not a good kick, well taken by Marshall. Marshall half forward line. Now Nichols on the lead. Kick number 11 coming up. Nichols doubles back now. He's not going to make this one. Kernahan taken out of it by Hannum. Through goes Nichols. Hearn, the bottom of the pack, searching for it, trying to give it out to Thomas. And the umpire indicates that Thomas is being held on to, and he gets the free kick.
Nichols was the Glenelg player who applied the tackle. The kick out by Thomas. Rowe, Hearn. Here's a chance for the Dogs. That's Edwards. Grant wants it in the centre of the ground. Beautifully put by Edwards. Grant thought about the handball to Nosworthy. Then he puts it out finally. Nosworthy's got the run of it. I don't know that there's a player there that'll catch him. Into the centre he goes, looking for Wright. Can't quite find that player. Here's a chance for Peter Krieg. Also Bell Chambers lines them up. He's kicked the goal. 2 goals, Bell Chambers. The score's a level again here at Elizabeth.
Fine effort starting on the half-back line as Grant received the pass, the handball out wide. Mark Nosworthy set it all up, and it was brilliant handball as they went through the half-forward line. They got into trouble, out of trouble, and finally the kick from Bell Chambers found the centre of the goal, and Centrals have made yet another strong start. They did a similar thing in the first quarter when they got 2 goals in the first 5 minutes. They've repeated it.
5-minute mark now of the third quarter. Moulds got the benefit of the bounce, took the ball cleanly. Krieg again. Nosworthy got a bad bounce. John Seabohm read it well. He's got Simons wide. A long handball from Seabohm was very good. Simons goes in long. Talbot is there, but the big mark in front by Nolan. Good play, Nolan. Every week that we see him, he does well. Krieg in front. Got the handball clear. Rowe. A daisy cutter up towards Nosworthy. Got a lot of pace, Nosworthy. Down he goes. to get the free kick for a high tackle.
Norsworthy on the outer side, almost out to centre wing by the time he gets his kick. Has played a fine game. Kick number 12 coming up as it goes to the half-forward line. Thumped away by Connolly. Salisbury back in defence. And McFarlane having trouble picking up the football. A free against Salisbury. Tackling a player when he didn't have it in Connolly. The umpire speaking to him. Connolly too far out to score. Right on the lead now, going towards that player. Well put, right underneath it. Thumped away by Farquhar. Back in defence was Barrett. At the bottom of the pack was Duthie. Or is it Duthie? No, it's Salisbury again. He certainly gets into the play, but sometimes not to the advantage of his teammates. There's Duthie, who got a shocking bounce. Out went Hannum. Van Dommel gives a chance. Krieg got to stand waiting for the football. Stringer, the tackler, too high. Gives it across Grant. Here's a chance now. Puts it in the air with a chance. Getting back. Farquhar won't make it. Goal. Oh, offline. Gee, the crowd went up. I thought it was a goal as well, but the umpire standing in the perfect spot. 13 for the Dogs, 12-9 Glenelg.
The goal umpire had us all fooled then. A long kick out from Farquhar. A punch away from Bill Chambers. Connolly running through half forward. McFarlane stops them. Seabohm caught with the ball. Wilson goes down. Picking up McGuinness. Marshall. Tango's out of trouble, but got a high one for his measure. Marshall will go back. Kick number 12. Centre wing. Kernahan coming a long way down. Hannum spoilt. Bill Chamber the kick away. He's lifted his game. McFarlane runs through centre wing. Not a good kick away though, and the mark taken by Nolan. He'll stay grandstand side. Grant with the big leap behind Connolly. Marshall again. Nowhere to go. Finally puts a handball out, which is eaten up though by Connolly. Hooks it back towards Nosworthy and finds him. That was a beautiful kick. Nosworthy's off. Michael Wright's leading. Edwards. Nowhere to go. Great smother on that occasion by Salisbury. McDermott got it out to Simons. Nosworthy backs up, but Simons will take the free kick. The umpire said he'd handballed it before the tackle. Not much meat on him. I don't think the Sharks would be interested if he was swimming off the Glenelg beach. Kernahan got the tap down. In goes Stringer. Tough body man. Got a high one, but he ducked the head. The handball out. No good. Fryer back to Bubner. Bubner tears off. Right on a lead. He's under that ball. Farquhar came across. A fine mark. Uses the left boot. Out of trouble quickly. Carey took his eyes off the ball. McGuinness handball was fine. Back it goes from 12-3. Champagne football, Glenelg, as they go in. Here's a chance, Nichols. Up he goes. Couldn't grab the mark. Through goes Ross Gibbs. Onto the right boot. The kick's terrible. A point. 12-10 Glenelg. The Dogs 13-4.
One of their best plays, but it didn't reap a goal. The Dogs doing most of the attacking and almost look like they're kicking into the breeze. 9.5 minutes gone. The scores dead level, 82 points each. Bytheen the kick in. Edwards doing a pretty good job on the outer side on Simons. Kick number 11 from the half-back flank. Puts it up towards centre wing and Bubner. Gee, was he in or is he out? Yes, he's been paid the mark. Must have been just inside the line. Bubner would be the tallest wingman in South Australia, I would think. Probably one of the best as well. A long kick to the half-forward line. Well taken back in defence there by Stephen Barrett. Barrett gets the lead from Kernahan at centre half forward. Oh, he's going to have to go hard to get that one. A shocking kick. It's Van Dommel. The little men of Central's causing Glenelg a lot of hurt. Wilbur Wilson. He'll elect to play on. He swings out a long handball. Moulds. Rowe wants it. Moulds on the lead is right. Over his head. First back will be Salisbury. With him is Barrett. Line ball. The umpire will come in and bounce. Oh, Central District supporters wanted a holding the ball decision. Not a big chance for Barrett to get rid of it. Wright almost got the mark. A bounce down. 30 metres out. Thumped away. Back towards the half-back flank. Bell Chambers can't. Grant threw the ball away. Talbot, he's going to get a free kick.
A little bit lucky. Centre half-back Talbot. Been a fine player for Glenelg in the last 2 weeks. Carey out of position, Ross Gibbs late. Oh, he's marked it. No, the dog player in front touched it first. The umpire knows what he's doing. Gibbs has a big talk to him. I wonder what he said. You don't have to say too much to the umpires these days to find yourself spending time elsewhere on Tuesday night, so you've got to be careful. McFarlane. Marshall. Kernahan. The umpire thought about the free kick, then elected not to pay it. Central District player back there, and Jamie Thomas will clear. Not the best kick. It's a floater. Carey up. The man that stayed down was Grant. Read it well. The running player now, Connolly. Oh, the Grant kick again, not a good one. Wilbur up. Before acceptances, the free kick to Wayne Stringer. Play on. Gibbs wide. Good mark in front. Shows the umpire that one. That's mine, he says. Here's another chance for Nichols, but he's a mile behind. And Bytheen took the mark.
Bytheen easily in the back pocket. Gets a lead now from Bubner. Duthie there with him. Bubner behind. Duthie in front. Good mark. Chris Duthie, half forward, left flank. Looking for Nichols again. Puts it out in front of that player. He can't half volley it. Got a bad bounce. Nolan. Oh, a bit of fisticuffs behind play between Bytheen and Twelftree. Wilbur on the half volley. Quickly in there is Barrett. Umpire said play on. Gibbs. Gives a chance. McFarlane off the side of his boot. Carey's got to go hard. Allowed Simons to come through. Salisbury there with him. Marshall wants it, but the kicker's away. Going to find Kernahan. I don't know that was meant for him, but Kernahan's got it 35 metres out. And the 20-year-old will go back to take his kick. The Bays need a steadier. They're struggling hard. The Dogs playing the better football at the moment. Kernahan. Free's not a concern. Distance ought to be. We dropped the ball awkwardly, but I think he's made the goal all right. Number 4, 13-10 Glenelg, 13-4 Central District.
Well, it pays to be in the right place at the right time. Salisbury thought about the handball, delayed the movement, and then got a wobbly old kick away, and it fell straight into the hands of the Glenelg champion. And I'd agree with Ian Day. The kick looked a little bit awkward, but it was okay. 4 goals, Kernahan. Glenelg lead by 6 points.
Carey against Moulds at the centre bounce. Carey's tap again, got it to Talbot, had an area almost. Rowe gets it out wide. Here's a chance for Connolly. He threw it to himself with strength, breaks clear, drives it now to the lead of Rowe, short on, coming to meet it Farquhar. Oh, geez, under pressure. Stringer gets back, the handball is nowhere. Connolly tried to give the tackle away. Umpire said play on, Moulds. He throws it away. The crowd one holding the ball. Connolly again. Gibbs, centre half back. Casual when he breaks clear. Drives back centre wing. Marshall won't get there before he taps it clear. McDermott, the Bays into attack again up towards the half forward line. Kernahan and Hannum. Bytheen, Kernahan. Dummies, twist, turns. Gives a chance. McInnes heads for the open goal. Lay down Mazaire. Could not miss if he broke his leg. Goal number 3. 14 on the board for the Bays.
Well, the Bays attacked beautifully along the flank, and it was set up initially by the Marshall tap over the top. They ran it through to Kernahan. Once he got it over to McGuinness, it was all over because McGuinness had the easy run into goal and he kicked his 3rd. As we mentioned earlier, McGuinness would be happy, of course, that Platten's not playing, but by the same token, Belchamber has been a good player today. He's done plenty. McGuinness also playing well, doing a lot of hard work as well as kicking goals.
The Bays by 12. Carey. Right in ruck now. Bad bounce, Marshall. Greg got it to Hearn. It was Rowe to Hearn. To the half-forward line. Belchambers. Wilson again. Stringer there with him. Wilson looking for backup support. Gets it out in front of himself. Caught on the left leg. Hooks it back in towards the woodwork. Moulds! Good mark. Has been paid. 5 metres out. Most acute angle. But the big fellow did it well. Right on the line. He's coming around just a fraction. Andrew Moulds. Kick 1 in the first quarter. Hit the woodwork. 1 point only. 13-5. Central's excellent kicking 14-10 Glenelg.
Wilbur Wilson once again involved in the forward movement. Hasn't got a great deal of support though. Not a lot of breeze down there on the ground or at ground level. The Molds kick, not confident. Doothy backed out of trouble superbly. Back to McGuinness. Coming right into the game, McGuinness. Kicks one forward now, looking for McDermott. The middle of the pack, can't two grab it. Umpire Charlesworth will bounce. Tempers starting to fray out there, and very competitive game. Bays by 11. Kernahan, Alan Stringer, a quick kick away. Tony Simons will be outnumbered. Brett Hannum runs through. Left boot. Belchamber, low to the ground, good mark. Played on. Umpire Charlesworth not fooled on that occasion, he let it go. Carey, out wide to Simons. Nolan got a bad bounce. 12-3 intercepted. Carey, that'll go over to Simons. The Glenelg wingman, who hasn't done a great deal today, sweeps one into Kernahan, right where he wanted it. Gee, you don't see any passing better than that. Superb kick. Big Stephen Kernahan. Gee, does his work well. Never out of the game. This will be his 11th kick. He's done a lot of ruck work as well. Again, the kick didn't look confident, but he goaled with it. 5 goals, Kernahan. What an amazing performer he is. 15-10 Glenelg, 13-5 the Dogs.
I don't know whether I'm imagining things, but it appears that some of the bad bounces have gone against Glenelg more so than Centrals this afternoon, and Simons, who was well out on his lonesome out there, got a shocker, came back, but finally Carey set it all up with the sweeping handball. Hannum wasn't around when that ball went out from Simons, spot onto the chest, and Kernahan kicked goal number 5.
Michael Wright now in ruck for the Dogs. Gee, roved Kernahan's tap. Big Stephen Kernahan won't be happy about that. Seabohm goes back on the ball. Wilbur almost picked it up, but couldn't. McFarlane fighting hard. Bill Chambers as well. Oh, he's been a good player this afternoon. Turns it around. He wants Moulds. Won't find him. Wilbur Wilson in there late. Can't get to the drop of the ball. Out goes Farquhar with it. Moulds again. Hooks over the shoulder. 2 goals, Moulds. That was a much-needed one. 14-5 the Dogs. Glenelg 15-10.
Oh, the big fella's mobile. He did that one well. Farquhar, who's trying to use his body, was desperately trying to concede the point. Might have been a little bit unlucky. Was trying to thump it through his own goal, but he couldn't get it there, and the ball came out to Moulds, and the big fella hooked it back brilliantly, and that's the one they wanted, as Peter's told you. 100 points, plays 89.
Darren Clohessy on the ground now for the Dogs, as Michael Wright is beaten by Kernahan. He wouldn't let it happen twice. Krieg will get a free kick for that. That was a high tack. We're 19.5 minutes into the 3rd quarter now. The game delicately poised. The Tigers by 11 points as Krieg kicks them out of trouble. Bubner. Off hands, right. Oh, he couldn't get the handball out with the left hand. Nosworthy gave it to Edwards. The long kick in. Farquhar in front. Good mark. I guess that's a lesson, Ian, on how to hold front spot. It was well done. Use
strength, Peter. He was there before, and he couldn't quite hold it, but on that occasion he did it well. Puts it back towards Kernahan. He's been given the slips catch. Low to the turf. Another fine game from Stephen Kernahan to centre wing. 12-3 outmarked on this occasion by Nolan. That's got to be 15 metres as well. Leon 12-3 left the arena in the 2nd quarter with a heavy knock, but has been a pretty useful performer. Nolan from half forward right flank screws a nice looking kick up towards Connolly. Can't get it down. Back in defence, however, was Stringy's handball's not good. That's close to the line, and the umpire said it's out. I think the Dog player was a little bit disappointed, but it was certainly out, and that's a new one on. I think that could be Darren Clohessy. Didn't see who left. A clumsy attack on the ball by Moulds, and that will give a free kick in defence to Wayne Stringer. Stringer puts it up to centre wing for Kernahan, late on the scene. Hearn got a hand to it. Van Dommel tried to get it out to Krieg. Van Dommel, now it's McGuinness. He's legged once, gets clear, left foots it to the half-forward line, getting under McDermott, but it's well taken by Hannum on the half-back line. It wasn't McDermott, it was in actual fact Stringer.
Hannum clears into the centre of the ground. That's a danger ball. Krieg did it well, though. Shot the handball out wide to Connolly. Connolly will in turn go long. He won't quite find Miles. Oh, good mark in front, Salisbury. Bellchambers lost sight of the ball as they were back-to-back, and Salisbury did it well. Kernahan and Wright. Kernahan up, smashed it over intelligently. Krieg again. Getting a few touches now, and he finds Connolly. Connolly's been a good player. Has to concede. Then he has Bellchambers running. Edwards. Bit lucky. Got a high tackle, but there was a lot of holding the ball in that one. A lot of holding the ball. The man standing the mark is McGuinness, telling the umpire all about it. Like McGuinness's game today, he's done a lot of work. Wilbur Wilson smothered by Wayne Stringer. Here's Ross Gibbs. Got a casual approach to the ball. Bellchambers back to Van Dommel. He lines them up and puts it through. The Dogs won't give up. That's his first goal. 15-5 now. They trail Glenelg 15-10.
Constructive handball to the fore once again. Ross Gibbs very disappointed that he didn't get a free kick. He was playing for it. The umpire just shook his head and said, no way. And the ball went on. The handball over. And the kick from Rene Van Dommel from 30 metres out put the 15th on the board for the Dogs. And this is setting up to be a great fight. 15-5 plays 15-10, 23 minutes into the final, into the third quarter.
Michael Wright there, and also Stephen Kernahan. Kernahan tried to grab the ball. Bellchambers recovered first. Talbot caught with the ball. Darren Clohessy kicks it forward. Norsworthy. Oh, he did it well. Plenty of opposition by Salisbury, but he took the mark. It was a fine one. I don't know about the distance. It'll test him. The lead's on. Out comes Michael Wright. Simons came in from the other direction. Now, I don't know what the free kick was for. That ball hit Simons on the head. Ian.
Peter, the umpire ruled. Now, I don't know whether Simons touched Michael Wright or not, Peter, but he didn't have his eye on the ball, and I think the umpire probably ruled that because he didn't and he hit Michael Wright, he gave away a free kick. Now, without seeing it again, that's how I would surmise.
Thank you, Ian. Well, Simons not happy. Michael Wright delighted. Lines up for his fourth. Shocking kick. It's a point. 15-6 the Dogs. 15-10 Glenelg. The difference now 4 points, and we're very close to full time.
I don't know whether David Marshall is fully recovered from the flu or whatever, he kept him out last week, but he looks a very tired player out there. And Peter, you called that Krieg was starting to get into the game. Well, let's have a look at Marshall now as he's got his opportunity to hook it to Simons. Maybe I'm just seeing something that's not there.
David Kernahan getting ready to come on in, so it may be Marshall.
Simons from half-back flank. Kernahan warming up. A long kick to the half-forward line now. Hannon up, Nolan there, and Nolan takes the mark. Nolan short or off the side of his boot. It was meant for Rowe. He'll probably finish up with it, but 12-3's going to have a say on it as well. As coming through strongly and kicking the ball is Thomas. Not Thomas, it was Pryor. Pryor's got it again, half-forward line. Bellchambers wants it short out in front of Bubner. Bubner got it, half-forward, left flank. Gee, he's in attack now. They've made a few moves. Bubner is on Seabone, could be centre half forward, pick it up in a moment, but he's got the ball 45 metres out. This could put them in front. Similar angle. Peter Bubner's nice looking kick won't make the distance in the square. A lot of hands. Connolly! Oh, what a grab. Gave away centimetres over the top of the pack. And Stephen Connolly has got a chance to put them into attack or in the lead from only about 10 metres out. Connolly towards the city end. Put it through. Kick number 12. Connolly's first goal. The Dogs 16-6. Lead Glenelg 15-10.
Well, it was well done by Bubner, and it's a superb mark by Connolly for his first goal. Bad news for Glenelg. Farquhar has left the ground and he's walked straight down the race. Duthie is at fullback, and I think we can only surmise that Grant was the player that left the ground to be replaced by Chloe Hesse.
Russell warming up. The game's warming up. 26 minutes gone. 2 points the difference. It's going to be a thriller. Moulds against Kernahan. Kernahan's tap. Rowe shrugs the tackle. Left foot's to the half-forward line. Good mark in defence. Taken by Seabohm. Seabohm has player short or in Talbot. Shocking kick. Gave Clohessy a chance, or no, it was Edwards. Now it's 12-3. Thumped. Edwards out wider still. A big kick into attack now by Rowe again up towards the half-forward line. Barrett back in defence. Players stack up and the umpire will come in and bounce.
Plenty of changes out there, and the changes are working for the Dogs. Michael Wright not happy about proceedings there. Duthie's having a chat to him as well. Duthie seems to be smiling. Oh, well, football was always meant to be fun, wasn't it? A bounce in the true centre half-forward position. Seabohm. He's played well at centre half-back. He's now got Bubner on him. Bubner up high. Wayne Stringer. Duthie. No, Salisbury it was. How could you possibly get a holding the ball decision out of that? Oh, well. Nothing like wishful thinking. Another bounce. Seabohm. Bell Chambers, Talbot in there, Chloe Hesse reading it beautifully again was Connolly. The handball back to Chloe Hesse, gets rid of it very quickly. Not a good handball, Bubner caught. Back to Chloe Hesse, got a good bounce. Over to Van Dommel. The running play was Rowe. Van Dommel will get run down. Should have used Rowe. Simon's in defence now. Kicks out. Kernahan. He was put out of position slightly, but not sufficiently for a free kick, and Moulds took the mark. Long kick into attack now. Bubner in front, couldn't take the mark. McDermott holding the ball. Van Dommel. McDermott not happy about that decision, and Van Dommel goes back. The distance will test him. There'll be at least one short lead come out of that square. There it is. Nosworthy. No, not wanted. Now Connolly gives him one. And Dommel appears to be confident. It's a long way. 45, 50 metres. Nice looking kick. Won't score a goal. Big leap from the square. Very close to the score line. It's pushed through for a point. The Dogs now lead by 3 points.
Close to three-quarter time. Trying to think, I think it's Duthie kicking in, is it? Duthie kicking into the outer side, floats one, getting underneath it is Krieg, got a bad bounce. Moulds, Krieg, Kernahan. Kernahan is marshalled clear, that's the way the ball will go. He's got it centre wing the outer side. Coming across to meet that player is Nolan, he gets the kick away, up towards Nichols, good mark. Barrett is off, Nichols has got the ball at centre half forward, Dennis Russell on. And Nichols, who hasn't had a good day to date, has a chance to boot his second goal. He missed with two reasonably easy set shots before hooking a magnificent left foot goal. But Nichols head on to goal, 35 to 40 metres out. Gee, the Bays would love a goal now. They're down by 3 points, close to three-quarter time. Nichols kick underway. He's hooked that offline too, I think. Gibbs over the top, but I think the ball's possibly gone through and the point will be registered.
Well, Greg Nichols hasn't got that kicking boot on today. Coach Campbell, together with Jeff Bletham there. Jeff Bletham's second's coach, their state. Co-selector there. They'd be concerned. They trail by 2 points. 30 minutes gone now in this third quarter. 5-13 to kick off. Any score from either side would be important at this late stage. Big leap, Kernahan. Siren has gone. For the three-quarter time break, the Dogs lead 16-7 to Glenelg, 15-11.
Everything in readiness for a magnificent last quarter here at Elizabeth. The Dogs by 2 points as the final quarter gets underway. McGuinness can't get his foot to the ball. Krieg smothered. Ball comes out towards Marshall. Also in there was David Kernahan. Krieg again, going to be a tight last quarter, I would think. Going through Nolan. Tries to shrug the tackle. He did it again with his left foot. McFarlane, who's been a fine contributor, takes the defensive mark. Beautifully smothered by Wilson. Gives a chance to Cloesi. On the leaders, Michael Wright out in front of that player. Wilbur Wilson there as well. He's only got to get it over to Wright. Out goes Wilson. Wayne Stringer, the easy clearance. Stringer looking for someone to kick to. Gee, he's got to go long. Van Dommel getting back. Out there with him is Talbot. McGuinness goes chase his own kick. Cloesi. Norsworthy, a fine player all afternoon. Connolly throws the ball away. Umpire said play on. The bodies go in hard. Stringer again. I would think he's been tripped and free kicked on the half-back line. Now it's McGuinness.
McGuinness, a good player for the Tigers today. This is his 14th kick. In fact, he elected to handball it to McFarlane. Over the centre of the ground, up goes Alan Stringer. Couldn't mark the ball. It went through 12-3. Brett Hannum put in the hard one on that occasion. Running through and missing it, Moulds. Nolan can't get it clear. And the umpire will bounce. That is umpire Rick Charlesworth. The Tigers trail by 2 points. Everything's set up for a big last quarter. Number 1 there for the Tigers, Alan Stringer. Carey pushes it down only as far as Pryor. Gee, the kick away, dangerous. Tony Simons has been beaten today by Edwards. Simons goes in with the left boot. Greg Nichols, a long way out from goal, takes the mark. Well, the big chap has only kicked one in the second quarter. It was a left foot snap. 2 minutes now into the last quarter as Greg Nichols from a long way out gets plenty of distance. In the square, Kernahan late on the scene. We see it go through for a point. 15-12 now to 16-7.
Nichols' boot has let him down a couple of times today. He's missed 2 that he would have liked to have got, I would think, from about 35 metres out set shots. Thomas to kick in. Goes to the outer side. Carey and Moulds, the big fella holds ground well, can't pull it down. David Kernahan puts it up for his brother. At the back of the pack, they're waiting for it to come down 12-3. Nichols in there as well. Simon's waiting the outcome. Finally, it comes out now to Edwards. Hannum short. Cloesi. Cloesi on the half-back line now. Elects to play on as he swings the ball towards the half-forward line. A high one. Getting back, Seabohm in front. The umpire has said the mark has been... No, didn't pay the man in front. And a bounce down on the half-forward left flank of the Dogs. Up by a point. Kernahan against Bubner. Kernahan got up well. Edwards gave Connolly a chance. Smothered beautifully off the boot by Russell. Salisbury getting back, but the ball will go out of play.
Umpire Hilton hasn't had a big day here at Elizabeth. Finding things a little bit difficult. In goes Seabohm and Bubner. Bubner got the swing back. Great work then by Van Dommel. Out comes Michael Wright. He gives Nosworthy the chance. Onto the boot it goes, but it's out on the full. A lot of pressure then applied by McGuinness. I've already mentioned the game that he's played. Special mention too for Bell Chambers. Coming in for the injured Platten. He's done plenty. Carey in the pack. It's his ball. Andrew Moulds is appealing for the free kick. I can hear him from here. To push in the back after acceptances. 15 metres to Kernahan. Stephen Kernahan, he will go short. The lead from Simons is perfect. David Marshall leads into the centre of the ground. I don't think Simons will kick it to him though. He's been covered now. A floaty old punt kick forward. 12-3 couldn't mark the ball. Alan Stringer fighting for it. Does it well over the top. 12-3. Pirouette's out of trouble. Here's a chance. Stephen Kernahan. Greg Nichols. Oh, the handball was a floater. Ross Gibbs now ducks the head, holding the ball. That's the correct decision.
Ian, yes, Peter, I agree with you. Hannum, Pryor, the running player, shrugs the tackle, kicks towards centre wing. Bubner. Check side of centre wing, centres it. Carey's going to get a leap over Moulds here, but Carey held ground well. Simons a chance on the left foot. He swings it out to the outer side, looking for David Kernahan, who took a good mark. Into the pocket goes Kernahan. He gets the leap up. Fine mark. Centre half forward. The bay starting to run a bit better now. They've been struggling all day. They led well, and then the Dogs came back, and it's been nip and tuck ever since. 5 minutes gone, final quarter. The Dogs by a point. Kernahan might be just beyond his distance. 55 metres out. Off goes 12th Tree. Doesn't complete it, and Kernahan is confident of making the distance. Very close this one, I would think. Kernahan got it away, not well enough. Into the square, up go the big fellow. In front, Nichols. Oh, gee, he's happy. At the second grab, in front spot. He's right at the edge of the square. What's going through his mind? What's going through the coach's mind? Nichols has missed a couple, as I mentioned, and he certainly didn't pull that one. He's happy about it. The coach is happy. He's got two, and the Bays have got a 5-point lead.
Well, he loves that gesture of his. Well, it's not his. It's used by many people around this wonderful world. But 2 goals to Greg Nichols. He may have felt that the media have been a bit hard on him. I don't think that's the case. Everyone acknowledges that with 45 goals, he's a pretty good full forward. And with those 2 today, it now makes for 47. So Glenelg have got off to a good start in the last quarter. We're 5 minutes in, and the Bays lead by 5 points.
Carey against Mould, centre bounce. Shadow's getting long. Crowd of 9,328 enjoying the tussle. Marshall, a great tap from Carey. Marshall puts it out in front of Talbot. What a fine pass. Talbot's done some very useful things. Puts it up again for Nichols. Out in front, Bytheen takes the easy chest mark.
Nichols not happy with the kick in. 7 minutes in, Bytheen clears to the outer side of the ground. Connolly in front, Russell the spoil away. David Kernahan, a good player. Kicks around the body. Looking for Talbot, won't quite get to that player, and the Central District player there, and Thomas being held. Looks for Moulds, intercepting and doing well was McDermott. David Kernahan again. Good long kick forward. Nichols, Bytheen, and a great tussle between those 2 players. Stephen Nolan, got a bit of pace, wants Moulds, and finds that player. Carey late on the scene. Andrew Moulds has done well. Short chip forward. Simons and Edwards. Simons, good mark. Marshall wants it, but I don't think it'll come in that direction. Simons kick, looking for Kernahan in front. Couldn't complete the mark. Beautifully done, Marshall. Pirouetted out of trouble. Nichols, 12th Tree. Off hands. Gibbs comes in. Oh, that was a great tap forward by Bytheen. Nolan clears. Kernahan and Rose searching for the ball, close to the boundary line, and we'll see a throw in.
Glenelg led 6-6 to 4-1 at quarter time, 12-9 to 11-3 at half time, and they were down 16-7 to 15-11 at 3/4 time. 8.5 gone. Moulds and Carey. Carey tried to get his foot to it, slips it out. Stringer, that was well done. Here's a chance now for McGuinness. Over the half-forward line, or not a good kick. He was tackled just as he got the ball away, and Hannum takes the easy mark. He's going to run the ball out in front of Krieg. Oh, lost his footing. It wasn't Krieg, it was Edwards. Tries to give it back to Hannum in the double play. Hannum's dispensed with. In goes Krieg now. Edwards bats up again, but the umpire will come in and bounce. 5 points the difference. The Bays in front. A bounce in their forward division, not quite centre half forward. Kernahan and Moulds. The ball goes out there towards Talbot, I think it was, McGuinness. And the umpire's going to give a free kick to McGuinness. McGuinness at centre half forward almost, won't make the distance from there. Puts it up now for Nichols. Kernahan there as well, double prong. Kernahan in the middle. Hannum taps clear. Hearn.
Hearn will clear for the Dogs. He wants Edwards and finds that player. As we mentioned before, he's probably shaded Simons, but Simons still a danger. The Edwards kick to centre wing. Oh, great mark, Bubner, against Carey and Seabohm. That's pretty hard to do. In front, Stringer, good mark. He outpointed Wilbur Wilson on that occasion. What a great game McGuinness is playing. Covering both ends of the ground today, Talbot. Attack side of centre wing. He wants Stephen Kernahan. Makes front position now and takes a good mark. taken a few marks today. In fact, 10. 10 big marks to Stephen Kernahan. He's kicked 5 goals. He's done a lot of ruck work, and that all adds up to a super game of football. 16th kick now.
Couldn't make the distance from here before, Peter. He's going to have to give it a little extra steam.
Doesn't seem to be able to get a great deal of distance from his kicking in. Got a bit more with that one. Nichols in the square, up he goes, off hands Gibbs. The whistle is gone though, out of bounds. The umpire will throw it in. Greg Nichols is going to take it against Bytheen. Up high McDermott, tried to take it off hands, couldn't. Van Dommel swept it out to Hearn. Hearn in turn to Pryor. Pryor got a bad bounce. David Kernahan came in, but Pryor got it over to Nosworthy. He in turn puts it wide up. Krieg. Russell. David Kernahan. Good mark centre wing.
Kernahan picking up a few kicks since he's come onto the ground. Goes to the half-forward line. And there it's taken by David Marshall. Marshall swings round to the half-forward line. Kernahan getting underneath the ball again. Can't bring this one down. Through went Bytheen, but he left the football behind. Hannum, well tackled by Simons, but gets the kick towards centre wing. Back here is McFarlane, close to the line, and can't keep it in play. A throw in centre wing, grandstand side. The Bays by 5 points. Bytheen came through the pack, but he lost a bit of wind as well as anything else. Clohessy against Carey. Norsworthy stole it off him beautifully. Hooks the left footer to the half-forward line. Wilson up. Can't bring it down, but he's controlling it well now. Gives it back to Norsworthy. Caught on the left leg. Goes high into the pocket. Russell getting back. With him there is Duthie, who's gone to full back. But the ball bounces out of play on the left full forward pocket for the Dogs.
The Tigers by 5 points. Bytheen has recovered. Or seems to have recovered. Now walks back to his opponent, Nichols. Bit of byplay still going on between those two. Here's a chance now. Wilbur Wilson tapping the ball in front of him. Doesn't need the player going past. He can kick a goal from there. Swings it around on the left boot. No accuracy at all. Out on the full. Duthie. Now full back. As we've mentioned, Farquhar left the ground in the third quarter. Went straight down to the medical room. Duthie kicks a very high ball out. Gibbs and Russell. No mark. Rowe. Clohessy. Krieg. Again, not a good kick forward. And the umpire will throw that one in the right forward pocket for the Bulldogs.
The pace has been a ripper. Players starting to get just a little ragged now. The throw in. Seabohm goes for it. There was Bubner. Aerial ping pong. Thump back towards the line. Going back in defence is Russell, but the ball out of play once more in the right forward pocket. 16-12 to 6-7. 13 and a half minutes gone. Not a lot of action in this last quarter. 5 points to Central, 1-1 to Glenelg. And Centrals haven't scored. And there's a shot away at goal, and I think that is going to be their first score for the quarter. 1 point. Bell Chambers, the kicker.
Well, it's very tight here at Elizabeth, and both sides keen to win. The Dogs want top spot. Glenelg want to entrench themselves into that final 5 firmly. Duthie, he's a nomad, plays all over the place. Kernahan behind, that's David Kernahan, and a good mark. Got a big future, this lad. His 6th kick. He elects to handball. The running player is Russell. Up goes Kernahan, couldn't take the mark, a chance there, but Pryor knocked it back. Hannum, through came Talbot. Marshall, the ball won't sit for him. Pushing the back according to umpire Hilton. Marshall swings it out wide. He wants Peter Carey. He's in front of Moulds now. Good mark. Big Super took that one well. Talbot, oh, he let it go. Through goes McDermott. Centre half forward. Player there appeared to go down heavily. Pryor didn't have the ball when he was tackled, and the free kick might go to Clohessy in lieu of. Hesse replaced Grant. Gee, Pryor looks a bit sick. Hesse goes out very wide. Connolly, 3 grabs. Hot potato, that one. Connolly back to centre half forward. Michael Wright in front. Tries to knock it over the top. Seabown. Umpire Charlesworth, I think he was looking into the sun on that occasion. Gee, they've made a few mistakes, the umpires. I think Charlesworth's done well, but about umpire Hilton. Good mark in defence there. Hearn, he plays it on. The running player Van Dommel. Good work then by Seabohm. Off hands. Rowe. Wilbur Wilson again. The crowd come alive when Wilbur gets it. Moulds in front. Big punch away from Duthie. That was fine work. Running the gauntlet there is Wayne Stringer, and he gets the free kick.
Yes, Peter, he first up the umpire said play on, but the Centrals player went on with the tackle too long. And in the end, the umpire was forced to give him a free kick for hanging on. McFarlane, Carey, moving like a rover at the moment, wanting to pick somebody out, can't find anyone, goes long to the half-forward line. Getting underneath the ball was McDermott. Pryor back in the action again, jams it onto his boot. Rowe got a bad bounce. David Kernahan nowhere to go. He's thrown that away. Play on. Connolly on the left leg. Puts it up in the air. Wilbur Wilson. It's one-on-one. Duthie and Wilson. Duthie taps it clear. Holding the ball. Oh, it didn't look like to be on to me, but the umpire in a better spot to see. Duthie appeared to thump it away. The umpire has given Wilbur Wilson a free kick. 35 metres out. And Wilbur seldom misses these. Wilbur has booted 6. A chance to put the Dogs in front. Taking his time. 45-degree angle. I think he probably lost a little bit of wind in that encounter. 4 down. Heads off the wrong way. Hooks back. Going across the face of goal. 3 down.
Well, I agree with you, Ian. He doesn't miss many. Free kick, an interesting one. He was tackled by Wilbur Wilson. I think the ball fell out of his hands and may have touched the ground first, so in a technical sense, the umpire may have been correct. Connolly, he's played well, onto the right boot, swings it back, looking for a dog player. Clay Hesse couldn't mark it, Moulds off hands. Salisbury kicks it clear. In comes Michael Wright. The Bulldogs trying with everything at the moment. No free kick to Norsworthy. Salisbury in trouble. Wilbur Wilson, he's got one now. Great work, Wilbur. 7 goals. The Dogs kick away, and a big job now ahead of the Glenelg side.
As I said in the first quarter, if you're ever looking for a miracle, look for Wilbur Wilson. He's there where the action is. A special little bit of Wilbur magic. He blazed his way through the pack. And look at the roof, it's just about coming off. As the Dog fans start to sing, they come alive. The home side by 3 points, and what a game of football it's developing into. 17-9, play 16-12.
Bubner in ruck now against Carey. Van Dommel kicks off the ground. Michael Wright, no. Great work, John Seabohm. Takes it off Michael Wright and clears away to the half-back line. Pryor couldn't manage the ball. Alan Stringer can. 12-3. He will try and get past the tackle. Oh, that was too easily done. Kernahan in the pocket. He's got it. Stephen Kernahan, the star of the Glenelg side. Oh, 12-3's been very effective. 2 goals in the first, 1 in the second. Taken off the ground after being felled. Came back on, and he's had some telling touches. Stephen Kernahan lines them up. He's put it through. 6 goals, Stephen Kernahan. And the Bays now back in front.
I don't know who the most excited person around is. It looks like it could be Graham Campbell, the Glenelg coach. He's just sent the runner out. The player's up a bit. It's nip and tuck. Goal for goal they're going at the moment. Fine mark, Stephen Kernahan. Even a better goal. 17-12, plays 17-9.
Back to the centre. Coming up to 20 minutes now. Once again, Bubner. Van Dommel, a kick away of sorts. Bell Chambers, Clay Hesse. In they go again. Great lead out there A great move out there by Duthie. Took the mark. Wayne Stringer left the ball behind. Back to Duthie it goes now. Out wide to Salisbury. He's got a paddock to move in. Oh, he left the ball behind. He's in trouble. The umpire says a high tackle. The Central District crowd have gone berserk. Absolutely berserk here. Scott Salisbury was caught. He was in trouble. A high tackle was called. McFarlane took the kick. Carey right in very late. A punch away there by Alan Stringer. Oh, tough work, Alan Stringer. Still on his feet. Caught now, holding the ball.
The crowd likes that one. Centre half back, Pryor. The running player out wide. No, he's got to come back and tick over his mark. The umpire can't take a trick at the moment, I can tell you, with the crowd. But Mark Pryor at centre half back. Thought he'd busted his arm a little while ago. His arm looked like it was awfully limp, but he's recovered okay. Kicks the ball towards centre wing. McFarlane getting underneath the ball, however, is Peter Krieg, not Krieg, Edwards. Edwards for centre wing. Thought about Van Dommel. Bolts off now. Wilbur on the lead. He's putting it in for right, however, up towards full forward. Over the top, Duthie. Connolly missed his opportunity. McGuinness boots it back. Kernahan the outer side there. With him is Rowe. Fine mark. Rowe in front. Leads on Galore. Wilbur into the pocket. It's going that way. He's going to get there first. He's got it right forward pocket. Too far out to score. Wright gives a lead. Tight game. 3 points in it. Into the pocket goes Wright. He's got this one as well. But he's tucked right into a most acute angle in that pocket. And it'll be a very difficult shot at goal. Only about 30 metres out. Michael Wright. Been used in ruck, in defence. Then at full forward, he kicked 3 goals in the second quarter. And gee, wouldn't the Dog fans like another one right now? The angle's got to be 75, 80 degrees. Taking his time, 20 minutes gone. Towards the northern end goal, the umpire said that's going across the face of goal. Big Carey trying to claim the mark. The umpire said play on. Players can't find it. Close, he can! Hooks! What's the result? Offline 1 point.
Oh, very close. Pohesi thought it may have just snuck in, but not so, according to the umpire. 2 points in it. Shaping up for a torrid last 10 minutes. Duthie, the new full-back, he replaced Farquhar. Carey on his own. Now Bubner comes across. Carey behind, punches away. Edwards caught. Good tackle by Salisbury. McFarlane gave it to Marshall, and Marshall clears along the boundary. 12-3, forgot the ball. Cleared by Nolan. We're 23 minutes into the last quarter now. Bell Chambers beaten on that occasion. McGuinness. What a game he's played, McGuinness. Beautiful pass out to 12-3. He's caught. Oh, he made the mistake, 12-3. The ball well put to him by McGuinness, but he didn't complete the mark. Well, McGuinness is certainly adding plenty to his game. He's playing both ends of the ground. Kernahan punching away on that occasion was the Central District player there in Bubner. The kick around McGuinness. A chance, Nichols. Oh, good mark, Bytheen. Read it beautifully.
Bytheen goes to the lead on the outer side of Connolly. Russell can't get there. They're into attack immediately. Krieg wants it. On the lead is Cloesi as well, going back towards that player. Good mark. Krieg wants it again. Cloesi wouldn't give the handball away, or couldn't. On the lead now is Michael Wright up towards that player. Gee, it's high. Duthie right. Duthie at the back, thumps away. Northworthy hooks it goal, but he's way offline. Out of bounds on the full. Oh, gee, do you think the tension's starting to mount now? Only 2 points the difference. And in the back pocket, it goes to Carey. I think it was from Gibbs. Couldn't pick up the player. Carey's got it.
Carey.
Stringer it was.
Again short. Oh, Trevor Rowe intercepting, and he's taken the mark. Danger now for Glenelg. Moulds is at full forward. Wilbur Wilson's up there as well. Duthie in front. Ran into his own player there, and David Kernahan got out of trouble though. Moulds put pressure on him. Well done, the big chap, Moulds. Trevor Rowe will take the relieving free kick. been tough and hard all day. We're now into time on. Wilbur has got 7 for the Dogs. Kernahan 6 for the Tigers. Carey is back in defence. No mark paid. Bellchambers in there as well. Out it comes to Butner. Onto the left boot. Back goes Duthie. They're out. A bounce on the full again. In. They are big mistakes.
Well, Peter, they've had the opportunities. They can't find the woodwork at the moment. And Peter Bubner, although caught on his left leg, is usually a pretty good kick. The Bay supporters breathing deep sighs of relief at the moment, but it's not all over. Into time on of the final quarter. Duthie. The crowd yelling for the home side. Centrals as the ball goes up towards Carey. The big fella can't get it. McDermott gets it out, but it went to Rowe. Rowe through the half-forward line, puts out the pass. Moles on the lead. He's got this one. The big fella lumbered to meet it. Well out in front of Duthie, and he's got it 45 metres out. Well, they've wasted the last 2 opportunities. Buckley warming up on the ground, ready to come on. But the eyes of the dog camp squarely on number 25, Andrew Moles. The angle shouldn't worry him. Kick underway. That's not a good kick off the side of the boot again. In the pocket. Big mark taken back in defence by Dennis Russell.
Oh, great defensive mark. Plays it on Wayne Stringer. Glenelg out of trouble again. Away goes Johnny McFarlane. Along grandstand side looking for Stephen Kernahan. Brett Hannum with him. Off hands it goes. Alan Stringer. A long ball in. Bytheen in front. Good mark in front of Greg Nichols. Bytheen has won that position all day. Kicks into centre half back. That could be danger. A chance now, McGuinness. Bustled off the ball by Van Dommel. McGuinness, though, did it well. Wouldn't let the ball go. We're 27 minutes in and we'll see a bounce between centre and centre half forward for the Tigers. Kernahan coming across. Carey playing a kick behind. McGuinness completely missed it. Van Dommel put it out to Nolan. He couldn't get a kick away. A free kick will go to Nolan for being held. Well, the Bays are 2 points up, but it's anybody's game. McFarlane coming across from behind. Big mark, McFarlane. Good fine grab. Carey is there as well. It'll go out to that player. Carey will go long. A big torpedo punt. Gibbs behind. Nichols there as well. Nearly marked by Hearn. Bytheen again. Got the handball clear. Bunga Hearn for the Dogs. Kicks out looking for the boundary line. And we'll now see the umpire throw it in.
Peter, there's only 3 goals in this final quarter. Wouldn't be a lot of time on. Graham Campbell, gee, do you think he's ever biting his fingernails? Throw in. Outside, there's the turn! Oh, what a short quarter! The Bays have won by 2 points. A magnificent game of football. Glenelg, 17 goals, 12, has beaten Central District 17 goals, 10.